Hey, what's going on, Vic? You hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect, man. Sorry, I was a little bit late today. How's it going, man? How's your week going?
Good. We signed up my first we're gonna wrap it. Seller finance wrap. It's a cabin in Arizona.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
How's that? How is that a lease option?
No, it's a owner financing wrap. So we're gonna buy it 220,000, 10% down, no interest. I got at 92% ARV. It's worth like 250, 260. It just needs I think just the front deck, but then I'm just gonna make my seller just fix it up. I'm gonna wrap it up to the next guy. He'll just move right in there and fix it up himself.
Okay. Is that was that through a text blast?
Yep, text blast. He actually wanted 15%. He wanted a 15% lease option for 3 years, and then I talked to him. Actually, Karen called him, and then she was like, you know, what if we did owner financing? And he was like, kind of like a maybe. And then I got on the phone with him and I talked to him, and then renegotiated down from 15% to 10%, went up from 3 years to 7 years, changed it from a lease option to a owner financing 0%. So we got that because the price is pretty good. In Arizona, it's pretty hot, right? It's a really hot market. So getting it for that, it was a pretty good deal. And I shouldn't have trouble finding a buyer because everything around there in that cabin's like 250, 300, 350 for that kind of stuff.
Perfect, man. That sounds. Let me turn on my camera. Sounds pretty good, man. What was gonna ask you? Do you already have a buyer for that one?
No, we're still working out the details because I need to get it. We're gonna probably put an amendment just in case, because I actually have a question for you. Because she's worried because they've done this already like 3 or 4 times, but the husband is kind of like on a different page, and the wife's on this page. It's signed already. It's ready to go. We're just getting it amended. But the wife thinks that they pay taxes on it up front, but because we have it for a 30-year contract, but 7-year balloon. But the husband says that no, the taxes are due in 7 years because that's when they get the balloon payment, the huge payment. So when is the tax? They don't pay taxes on the 225 the first year, right?
Okay, so you're talking about the sales tax.
Yes.
Okay, is there the homestead?
I'm not sure.
Because if it's homesteaded, then they don't pay taxes at all.
Okay.
Because it's homestead. If it's their, like, they have a second property and that's their second property and they're not homesteaded, then they'll pay taxes. I think the breakdown is for that. If I'm not mistaken, they had to pay the rent tax again as they collect the monthly payments. They had to, by the end of the year, they got to report it,
right,
and then pay taxes on that amount only. And of course, on the back end, when they actually get the whole balloon payment, then yes.
Okay.
Only
so that
only
means
if it's not the homestead. If it's a homestead, I don't think they pay taxes on it.
Yeah, it's not homestead. Okay, so I think I understand what homestead is. They have multiple properties. So this one they fixed and flipped it up. So they didn't live in it. This one they just went over there, they fixed it up, and they owned it for like 6 months or a year. So it's not a homestead. So that means they'll pay taxes on their down payment, of course, right? And then they'll pay taxes on their monthly payments for the first year, but not the entire balloon payment up front.
Until they collect the cash.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, you're correct now. But yeah, that's good, man. And that's the best way. That's why I like the wraps better. Because you do get a better deal if you know how to break it down to the seller. Again, they don't pay taxes on if it's not a homestead. So they get to be able to float the tax cost. That's one of the benefits. What else? They don't have to worry about if it, like, usually when you rent it, the owner still has to be responsible for the cleaning, the maintenance, etc. But when you owner finance it, then no, you don't have to worry about anything about that part. And that's usually the good benefits for the sellers is that, I don't have to worry about toilets and anything. I just collect. I'm the bank. I just collect the fee. And the good thing is that, you know what, ma'am, you're not selling it to a person who's gonna live there. You're selling it to an investor that knows that no matter what, you're still gonna get your monthly payment.
Yeah.
No matter if I have to deal with something bad on the back end with a bad tenant, I still gotta pay your monthly deal.
Yeah, that's why that's actually one of the things I sold them on, because they've done this before directly to the seller. And I told them, because they were like, well, you initially approached us with a 3-year. 3 years seems a little bit better for us, but said, like, no, I would like 7 years, because what happens if, let's say, in 3 years, the person can't afford a mortgage, right? You don't know how the economy is right now. Like, I don't know, maybe in 2 or 3 years they can't afford the mortgage, the interest rate goes up. But what happens is, what I'm trying to do, why I want 7 years, is I'm going to put it into my end buyer. He's only going to have 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. And in case he doesn't execute his options, I kick him out and I get another person in there. And they were like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I totally want to go along with that. It makes it safer for both of us. And during the time period where he waits, you guys are waiting, right? You're still getting paid. I'm still paying on you. I'm your tenant. I'm responsible for everything. Exactly. And after the 7 years, let's say I'm unlucky and both of them don't work out, I'll get a mortgage. I'll be responsible. I have so much equity in that place already from collecting the down payments and everybody else. Or I can get a loan. I can just figure something out. I can just sell all for all cash. By the time it's 7 years, I'll have so much equity in that place. Don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll think about it in 7 years. And then they'll, like, I can just get another, maybe an option to extend it or whatever by 7 years. A lot can change in 7 years.
Yep. That's perfect, man. Yeah, that's why I get a lot of my deals like that. I just said it like that. You know what? You don't have to worry about it. You just be the bank.
Yep.
Just be the bank. Worst case scenario, again, I'm an investor. I don't plan to burning my name just for this deal. I'll make it work somehow.
Yep. I'll make it work.
That's good, man. What else is going on? How's your pipeline looking?
Yeah, this week was actually kind of slow. I'm not sure why. Maybe because we sent maybe only like 2,000 instead of 3,000 leads, but I got mostly a lot of no's this week, so we're changing it up a little bit. It could be most people don't want to wait 3 years because how unsteady it looks right now. So what we're gonna test out beginning now, I just sent 150, but we're switching up to, instead of offering a 3-year term, we're gonna try 1 year. Let's see how people feel like for a 1 year lease option instead of a 3-year lease option. But we're gonna, instead of just asking for, like, let's say 15, 30 days to go inspect and figure it out, we'll ask for 60 days because the pool is smaller, right? The people that can qualify for a mortgage in 1 year is gonna be smaller. But I think, because I was talking with Mark about this, 60 days, even though we're asking for 60 days, the people that we can actually qualify and that have a high chance, they're most likely going to buy it, right? Like, if they can qualify in a year's time, they're only a couple points off. We're not taking people that's 540 credit. They're going to be pretty much a high chance if they're putting in like 6-7% down. They want their down payment to come back to them. Mm-hmm. So that's something we're going to probably test out this week.
Also remember, to, like, right now, it can be a good benefit selling the client on, you know what, you don't want to deal through what's going on with the economy right now. Let an investor that knows how to do this deal with it.
Right.
And then we'll think about it once 3 or 4 years after. So that's a good selling point. You know what, it's shitty right now. You don't know if your house is going to lose value. I'd rather you sell it right now at what it's worth right now. And then let me handle it. If it drops value, I still owe you let's say the 130. If your house goes from 130 to 100 in the next 3 years, I still owe you 130.
Yeah.
But if you keep it and then it goes down to 100, you can't sell it at 130 because, again, it's not worth it 130. So again, that's also a selling point for the seller. You know what? You don't know what the economy is going to go. It might tank. With people with interest rates hitting 7%, buyers are going to be able to buy at what they were buying 2 months ago. So now, as people can afford, the current listings are gonna start going down, and you see the price drop, price drop, price drop. Why? Because they can't afford it, not because it's not worth it. It's that people can't afford the price. So it's supply and demand. Unless people can afford a property, the property has to come down to adjust value. So if anything, you'd be smart for you to sell it to me right now at this price and lock it up at this price. 3 years from now, if it keeps on going up, I still owe you the 130. And by you giving me terms, no matter what, again, if you give me a term that I pay you $700 a month, if I can still rent it all day for $1,300, I don't care about the value. I still owe you the 130, but my deal is I'm gonna keep it as a rental. And then I'll just ride the wave until it comes back up. But for you, you can just walk away and get monthly payments. So it's a good selling point, telling you, you know what? Yeah, again, it's smart to keep it, but also it might be a little bit dangerous. What if the prices drop so much that you're underwater?
Yeah.
So again, it's a good selling point. I've been telling some of my clients, again, if you're not in the business of real estate, of surfing the wave, if you have a rental, don't be the one that keeps a rental and lose value on a rental.
Right.
If I'm here trying to tell you, you know what, let me step into your shoes, and then you just get the price right now, lock it up at this price. Again, it might go up and I benefit, but based on the factors of interest being so low, current price drops, you might lose money.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to come back a month from now and get it at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, you know what? That's again, just look at the numbers. Again, interest rates 2 months ago was 2.5. Now the average interest rate is like a 7%.
Yep.
Ask the client, you think the economy is going to get better or worse in the next 2 years? It's probably going to get worse. Look at the inflation.
Yep.
Do you think the inflation is going to be able to control? No, those are factors that go into real estate.
Yep.
Now the seller might not know that inflation works better on real estate. Basically, the rents go up when inflation goes up. So that's a good correlation. But again, you don't want to be the one holding the bag saying, you know what, I'm going to ride this wave. If I haven't, again, you're not in the business of real estate, you're going to have a full-time job and you're going to be pulling your hairs when the values start going down and down and down.
Yeah, we've been having two more of these conversations lately. One, a lot of the people that we texted like 2-3 months ago, they're coming back to us because they had a buyer, but then they fell out of escrow because their mortgage rate when they signed up, right? They didn't lock it in. They didn't lock it in. So when the buyer came in there, they fell out. And then some of them, they go through the agents and the agent didn't lock it up for them. So you're having that conversation too. And the other conversation that we're getting is like, these people are becoming more reasonable. Like, of course, there's people that are going to say, no, the price is going to go up in 3 years. But a lot of them, there's like, no, I actually want to lock in this price because I know it's going to, this is the seal, this is the floor. It's not coming. It's not coming. So they're like, yeah, I think that's like, you know, that let's lock it up for this price. And some of them, they're like, well, I think it's unrealistic because the person that's going to get a mortgage, they can't get the mortgage at that price. So let's make it to be determined at whatever that appraised value is in 3 years. They're actually offering that to you because they want to get cashed out and they want to give you a reasonable offer.
Yeah, you also might want to give them the, like, put in a pen and paper and put, okay, if you were to be able to borrow 100K at 2%, which was the rate, like what, 2 months ago, 2.5, at 2.5, and then do the mortgage payment. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Hold on, brother. Let's see. Because this way they see the numbers. So you tell the client, well, Mr. Seller, do you know what it was the current rate last 2 months ago? It's like, oh, it was 2.5. So let's just do the math. Let me share this screen real quick so you can see what I'm doing. So if you're gonna sell your house for 150K at a 2.5 interest rate, which was the average, you were gonna, the owner that was gonna pay for this house, principal and interest only, we're gonna pay only $592. They were gonna pay $592, right? $592. If they were gonna buy it at 2.5. Now, since the rates are 7.5, it might go to 7, average 7%. That 592 jumps to 997, principal and interest only. That's a big chunk. That's a car payment.
Yeah.
So do you think somebody's gonna buy your house that knows that has to pay an extra what's it called, $500 now? What is your average, that house that you like, whatever house, let's say like in California, well, let's say California is crazy, let's say Austin, where the average house is what's it called, it's $500,000.
Yeah, it's
Right.
500,000.
So I think it was $500,000.
I think it's like more like 550 now, but it's around that price. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say $500,000. So if you were gonna buy it at 2.5 interest rate, the buyer was gonna pay $1,957 a month, just principal and interest, right? Let's say that you add an extra $1,000 for what's it called, for insurance and taxes, but just in interest they were gonna pay $1,975. Now the average rate, it's gonna be 7%. So that $19,000, $1,900 goes to $3,300. Now you tell me, Mr. Seller, how marketable is your property now? Now there's a correlation. For every 1% in interest, the what's it called, the rates go up in interest rates for home buying. 10% in purchase price goes down, and 10% in how much they qualify for. So every one that goes up, so it was 500,000, then you drop to, if it went down to 3, then it was 450, then it goes out to 4, then it's 410, and then it goes like that. That's the what's it called, the seesaw that it does. But just tell them the numbers. You know what? If your interest rates go up from 2.5 to 7%, you're gonna pay an extra, that's fucking a lot. That's $1,300 a month more, just because of the rates. And now, Mr. Seller, you think the rates are gonna go down here, or they're gonna go up? Again, the Fed ain't doing shit. The Fed has to stop this bleeding, so they're gonna keep the interest rates higher. They're gonna they were gonna jump it up another 0.75 basis points. That's how they call it. So again, you want to sell it to where you are right now, Mr. Seller, and let me deal with all this. Let me deal with the rates going up at 9. I'm locking it up at a price that's reasonable today. You're giving me terms. I'm willing to take the risk for the next 3 years that the interest rates go up. Then I'm gonna have to pay more if I actually if I do finance it 3 months from now, 3 years from now, that I pay like a 10%. But you're locking up at this price.
Yeah.
So it's a good sales price, sales strategy, just by breaking down the facts. Your house was more marketable when people can afford it at a 2.5 rate than at a 7.2% rate. And it's facts.
It's facts.
Yeah, it's facts. It's like you telling Mr. Seller, you're gonna go buy a brand new Mustang. Last month you were gonna pay $1,500 for that Mustang. Now you're gonna pay $3,000 for the same Mustang. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're not thinking about it in terms of like who the end buyer is, right? They're just thinking about like what they're gonna make and stuff like that. So when you're having that realistic conversation with them, they're like, oh shit, that's true. Maybe that's why I've been on the market for like 15, 30, 45 days.
Yep. And just showing the facts. Like, this is just the numbers. Again, this is not me trying to pull up numbers from somewhere that I don't know. This is the numbers that are out there right now. If you look at it, mortgage rates. July. What is it right now at? Let's see. See today's rates. Let me see. Let's see. It's in July. Today's Quicken Loans. Nice Quicken Loans. I hate these pages. They make you go through 10 loops to try to get a rate. Mortgage rates. July 22. Today's mortgage rates, July 1st rates remain under 6%. It's like that, they make it sound like under 6%. It's high as shit, dude.
Yep.
Average rate 5.83 for a 30-year, 20-year 5.8, 15 years 5.6, 5-1 adjustable. See, if you were smart right now, this one is more beneficial for you. If you think, you know what, in 5 years the rate will go back to like a 3. This one's like this 5-1 is basically 5 years interest only. What's it called? You just pay interest. So you basically don't care about the what's called the wave of the rates going up. You know that, you know what, it'll probably go down once the administration changes and then you get new people in there. It'll drop to where it's reasonable. Then you just pay the 5-1, the variable. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Rates right now are super crazy. Crazy how last 2 months it was at like a 2.5, 2.9, and then it went up to 3.2, 5.2, 6.2. It's just bananas.
Yeah.
And if
crazy.
you look, I don't know if you follow what's this guy is, Meet Kevin on YouTube. He's pretty good at breaking down the Fed's info. It's gonna go up because they had the way inflation works. The way you stop inflation is you basically take the buying power from the buyers, the power for buying for the buyers. How you do that? By making it more expensive for them to buy. So if they can't buy, that means everything that's out there has to come down because there's no more demand. So you're basically halting the purchasing power of people by raising everything, and they can't afford it. So now that everything that's out there, it starts coming down. It sucks in the meantime because your dollar loses value, right? You have to ride the wave to bring it down to where it's a reasonable inflation, like a 2.2 or whatever. But in the meantime, people can't buy shit. And it sucks. But again, it is what it is. And that's the way inflation, that's how the Fed's seeing it. Let's take away the buying power from all the consumers by raising everything. You know, instead of buying a house, I'm gonna go buy a house. I'm gonna wait because I'm not gonna pay 7% for this rates. So that house, the market, the demand for the house starts going down. That's how you get price break over price break. I think Austin lost like 30% of their value already because of that. Their wave went up like that. And the Fed said, no, let's break that shit down to a lower, and they lost their value.
Yeah, if you looked at just in Texas, like if you look at the like 12 to 18 month graph, it just like skyrockets. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, like it went, and then right now it's halted. Let's see.
Yeah.
Austin.
And rents too, especially rents. Like I know the prices were crazy, but the rents raised dramatically too.
Yep. As you see, inflation and rates and inflation and rents, they're both ride the same wave. If the inflation goes up, the rent goes up. Why does it go up? The rent, because people can't afford a house.
Right.
So they got to rent now.
So that means you think because most likely people are not going to buy with the interest rates are getting higher. A lot of renters they're going to switch to renting or stuff like that, or they even might sell now because like, well, they're going to get a 7% or whatever like that. They're going to sell their house and then go rent, probably something like that. But
then you look at that, who's gonna the only person that can afford a 7% rate and not blink an eye is people that are making over 100K a year.
Yeah,
because they don't care. They don't care. For them, paying $3,000 on a house to paying $5,000 in a mortgage it's just another drop in the bucket.
Right.
But again, those are not the people that are coming into the business. Those are not the people that are coming into the market to buy property. Most likely is people that are making under the medium. Let's say in Austin, the medium, let's say it's 100. They're probably making like 60K a year. So they can't afford that. So they got to be renters.
Right.
Until everything settles down. And so you see it right here. But he predicts 30 to 40% decline on home prices in Austin. Because Austin, the bigger metroplex, Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, they went like that. It was a balloon.
Yeah, they went super crazy.
They went up like crazy. And if you capitalize there, if you were smart enough to sell when you were going up, it's perfect. But now, let's say if you overpriced it, and now you're in the top, and now the rates are not going on your favor. Now, like, oh shit. Now I'm sitting with a house that it's not worth it.
Right.
And people are not gonna buy it. Now you either gotta get somebody with like us that does what's called lease options or does owner finance wrap. Let me handle that because I know as the inflation is up, I can rent that house.
Yeah.
I can owner finance that house. Anyways, when we owner finance our properties, I'm owner financing 5% above prime. So if the prime was 2.7, I was owner financing like at 8. Now that the prime is at 7, I can owner finance like at 11, 12. So my clients were still paying high interest rates.
Yeah.
So again, I don't care about the rates being high because I know my clients were already paying high interest rates. But yeah, man, that's basically how inflation works. Again, just the 34,000 view, 30,000 view, but more or less that's how it works. And that's how I tell my clients, you guys missed the boat already. You guys should have sold. Maybe take a little bit less than what you thought. And then once this is where the realtors come in, because the realtors, those people suck. They suck, dude. They don't know. Again, they're marketers basically. They're not really, what's it called? They don't know really know the business. They know how to market. They say they negotiate prices for you. They don't really know how to negotiate. They might know how to negotiate, but their prices are crazy. There's properties here that are still selling at $150 a square foot. They're not even worth 80. But again, just to get the lead, just to get the just to get the deal. Oh yeah, I'll list it for that price, Mr. X. And then you'll see price break, because no one's gonna buy it, especially right now at 7%.
Yeah.
And the numbers are behind it. Like if I was gonna pay $1,000 a month for a mortgage 2 months ago, I'm not gonna pay $2,000 a mortgage now. I'd rather just wait, become a renter.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about we didn't get to really talk about your deal last time, because I know you mentioned that you got a $50,000 assignment, right?
Oh, the threeplex.
Yeah, we didn't actually talk about that.
Let me see. I got pictures now. Let me pull it up. So I went to go see it on Friday. Looks pretty good. Let me look at the pictures. Okay. It's actually, so you see it. It's rough, but it's good. So this one's threeplex, 2 in the back, 1 main building. The main building actually has 2 it's a 1-1 upstairs, and it's what's it called, a 3-2 on the bottom. See, there's the meters. That's for the 2 back buildings. I think this one you gotta put probably like I was thinking about 30,000-40,000. You got to put probably $30,000-$40,000. It's right in a good neighborhood. It's like walking distance to everything. Literally walking distance to everything. It's a kid there. Like you see, they started the rehab in some areas. So they started in 2 of the back rooms. You see how it transitions here? You see, this is the old house, and you see the back where they started doing the rehabs. They just ran out of money. See, that's the main building. Now the main building only has 1 meter, but here in this area, usually like this one, he had it rented before, and they just charge for the rent. Everything's included, water and light is included. I'll show you the top buildings. See, that's the back unit. The subfloor for the back unit needs help. You probably got to put like $7K in the sub building just to reinforce it. Let's see. This is the main building. Upstairs, it has a 1-1. You see how the subfloor needs to get help there?
Yep.
But it's clean though. This owner's there. So it's a 1-1. You get the restroom here to the left.
Restroom.
And then you get the kitchen. And then you can make it a 2-1. Because there's a living room. This is a room to the right. You see, you can make this one in the back in another room. That's a room to the right. And then you can just close that door and make that one a room as well, which I would. Oh, actually, I didn't even see that. 3-1 on top. Oh shit, it is 3-1. So yeah, so again, I have a potential buyer at 139 already for this one.
Mhm.
I locked it up at 79.8. So let me see, 79,800.
That's 60K, right? You said you have a 139.
Yeah, 60K. I'll probably, after everything, I'll probably make, I had to double close on this one probably. So I don't know this buyer. But yeah, again.
But you probably told him it was a 2-1 instead of a 3-1. So go
Yeah,
back
I
and
didn't
tell
even
him
know.
it's a 3-1.
So yeah, so it's a 2-1. The back ones are a 2-1 and a 1-1. The main building is a 3-2 and a 3-1 and a 3-1 on top. It's crazy. And that one, the top one, they were renting it before. They haven't rented it for like 5 years because again, they moved in, they started fixing it, they kicked everybody out, and they just didn't do anything with it. But that 3-1 can be rented probably for like $600.
Yeah.
All included. So that's $600. Another 1,000 for the bottom unit because the bottom unit has a 3-2 and everything. And then the back ones should be rented for like around $600 each. Maybe $600 the 1-1 and like $700 the 2-1. So again, you're making around $3,500 a month on this deal.
They could probably, they could probably charge even more since where things are going. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they look at it.
And one of the things why I want to make it like a lower rent is, so you don't have to put full rehab on it. Just make it livable. Again, of course, if you want to put it at 100K, you can probably put 100K in this deal and just fix it up and get top rents. But again, I'd rather just buy it. If someone buy it for 139, put 40K down just to structure it better as far as making it sound. The floor, the subfloor. The good thing about it that is wood, so it's subfloor for the 2 back units to get fixed. The subfloor for the second unit upstairs needs to get fixed, and then just patch up the front unit, and then you probably got a 6-plex there. So again, it's a good deal. So if I lock it up on that one, if he gives me the earnest money, I'll make probably like 60K, but I gotta double close. I'll probably lose like 4K on the double close. But again, it works. And that one came through a website that I had done. It came through a chat widget from the website. So again,
yeah, I didn't know that REI Reply can give. Is it free? Free website? It's not free website.
Free web
right?
hosting.
Oh, cool.
You only pay for you got to pay for the domain, which is like $12 a year, depending on how good. I bought like I was telling you, I have. I can show you. I have. Let's see. You know how this motherfuckers they moved the websites. They changed their
layout. Their layout.
They're fucking crazy. I still don't know where some things are at.
Yeah, they changed. I think like beginning of this week. I didn't know like where half the things were organized. But like.
Yeah, but I got tons in the website. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me show it to you. So I got one, man, I have tons of fucking websites here. And all I do is just, once you make one, you just, what's it called?
Save the template?
Yep. And you just copy the template. Look, let me show it to you. Like it's privacy. Online people to look how many websites. I'm blurring them out, but look how many websites I got.
Yeah. Holy crap.
It's a lot of websites.
I think I remember you saying something like you had like a notary one, and then like a one for the law, and then one for like a lot of things that are related to a person in distress, right?
Yep. So I got the We Buy Houses websites, and then I got the RGB for the what's it called for the pre-foreclosure. I got the notary. What else? Yeah. So I got multiple ones, man. And as I come up with new ones again, and it's easy to make them. So just and I got the Spanish one as well. So that came through that lead source, and that's gonna be a good deal. Again, just once I did it. Oh, and I got another GMB. So there's like, if you look in your area, there's some GMBs. They haven't been used, like that people have just abandoned them. And there's a hack where we buy, let me see, houses, San Antonio, that you can just take over the GMB that's already active and verified.
What's a G&B?
Google My Business.
Oh, really? You can just take it over?
Yes, if it's an old one, let me show you this to you. So you see here in San Antonio, we buy houses in San Antonio. There's a ton of them, right? But again, some of them are already, if it has a review, then it's been used. But if you go all the way down to the ones that are old and haven't been touched in a while, like this one. Let's look at this one real quick. Now you do that. You see, let's look. This one hasn't had anything on this business. You see how nobody owns it? And all you gotta, and we have San Antonio, all you gotta do is, it's something that gives you a little bit of trick. Oh, let's copy this. The thing here is that you see there's no address here. If you live in San Antonio and you have P.O. Box already, all you do is this, you just own this business, and then you put the business here. Category, real estate agency. Next. Do you want to allocation customer can visit? No, it's not next door. Where do you serve customers? San Antonio, Texas. This is where you put your number, a number that you have. If it's, and now remember, if it's an older number, if it's a number that's been what's it called, it's been verified, you might be able just to verify or via text. If not, then they'll have to send you the Google verification.
The voice? Yeah.
Not the voice, the actual, they send you a card.
Oh, really?
And the card has
like a
postcard, just to verify your address. But if you have a number from San Antonio that's already been verified, that's been there for a long time, you put the website here, or I first don't put a website, just put an address, a phone number from San Antonio, and you click next. And if Google sees that as a verified phone number, it'll tell you how do you want to verify, with a call, a text, or a postcard.
Okay.
And if they can verify with a call, perfect. Boom. They send you a text. Or actually with a text, they send you a text, verify it, and it's already verified, and you're ready to go. And then now you got a GMB from San Antonio. It's reactive. That's basically how you hack old GMBs that people left. That's probably a wholesaler that started the business. Like, what's the burn rate for wholesalers in this market? They come in, they burn out, and they leave the websites. They leave the what's called the GMBs. So probably somebody told this guy, "Oh, create a GMB, perfect." And then they got in the business and like, fuck this, I don't want this, and they just abandoned the GMB. So if you're smart, again, that's in GMB. We buy house in San Antonio.
I almost want to like private this live stream and just like save that hack for myself. That's a really good hack.
Yeah, and again, the thing is like everything, I can tell 100 persons how to do this, and only probably like 20 will do it, and probably only from that 20, only like 5 will be successful, because it might ask you for some complex like this one, another one. You see, nobody owns it. Go to house buyer, and then once you do it, once you have it, that one has a review. So usually, if it has a review, you want to leave them alone. We have buyhouses.com. You see this one. You see that one? See, manage now. I can automatically manage that one.
Wow.
So it's crazy. It's crazy how you can get a lot of GMB. And remember, what's a GMB? Why is a GMB so important? Because of this. When somebody wants to say,
it pops up in the front. Yeah, it pops up at the top.
So you this, and without paying for anything.
Yeah,
without paying for any marketing.
That's a really good SEO hack right there.
Exactly. And then what I do is I do that, and I put my GMB in my. Let me see if I can show you my website.
There's no way you can like duplicate the reviews from one of your GMBs to another ones, right? So even if you took it over, it still has 0 reviews.
Yeah, it'll have 0 reviews. Now
But
there's
still,
again there's hacks that you can get so you can get reviews. If you have bought 10 deals and you forgot to tell the seller to get a review, again,
mhm.
don't quote me on this, but again, you can just buy an H web an H Gmail account, go to a public library, and then log in with the Gmail, and then look for the GMB, and then create a review on that last deal that you bought. And if you
Smart.
forgot to, so again, can it be done? Yes. It just takes like a little bit of it's
Little creativity.
creativity. So again, it works. So you see, so the way you do it is, so you get your GMB, right? You create a GMB and it has that when they search you. So now you create your Gmail, your YouTube account, right? Where you put your videos. Hey, I bought this house, whatever. I never show my face. And then you have your website. So in your website, you link your YouTube video, and then you link your GMB. And in your YouTube video, you link your website, and you link your GMB. And in the GMB, you link your YouTube website, your YouTube, and your website. So that's backlinking through one of the best SEO, one of the best websites, which is Google. Google and YouTube are the top search engines.
Do you
So
create a different YouTube for every channel? For every
yes.
website? Okay.
Yes.
So they're all separate, like little things.
You don't have to. You can just list all the websites there in one
Mhm.
Gmail account and one YouTube account. But if you can just do it on one, and just do it consistently. Upload one video a day. And my VA, what she does, I send her. Let me see if I have some 15-second videos, like Instagram videos. Let's see.
That's actually really smart because that gives my VA something to do.
Yeah, and what she can do is, let me see. I give her like probably like 80 videos. So you see, I give her a video like this, and all she does is she posts it on and that's me being lazy. Usually I send them like this.
Yeah, and there's some just riffing off that idea. Even if you don't have a video, you can have the VA just like compile different pictures together, and you can just like scroll through the videos.
So usually you see, I'm not showing my number, but it has the video itself has two of my bandit signs next to it. And when you put it on YouTube, it has the bandit sign. So again, if they don't know what number it is, the number's there. And again, like I was telling you, it's just consistency, doing the same thing. And you do it for one. Once you know how to do it, you do it for another one, and then you get two. Once you know the website, you do 1, 2, 3, you do 30 websites. Once you know how to do GMBs, you get all GMBs for the local cities or for the local counties. Once you know how to do it, then you do your YouTube videos, and you cross-link YouTube, Google, and the websites. And again, you're paying $50 for the reply. Why not use it to some capacity where it makes sense?
Yeah, it's really smart.
And then yeah, that's basically, again, 60K. It's probably I probably make like 55. 55K. It's 55K. Usually my average deal is 21. That's like 2.5 deals in one deal from free source. Well, it's not a free source. Again, it's just you divide it 30 by 59, and you just how much it costs you to host the website. But it was just the back work that I did. It's basically the mountain. I already have the big mountain. Now it's erupting at the front end. But I laid down the framework. And again, my monthly cost is like $700, with my VAs. But again, that's super low. I'm keeping close to, before taxes, I'm keeping probably close to 90% of the assignment fee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, and it allows me to do whatever I want and stay consistent in the business. Because again, it's fun. Like me making this video on this podcast, it's fun for me because I get to teach and I get to, let me do this now. It keeps me in the business. It keeps me young. I don't know if I don't have the book. I have that book. I need to buy the book, The Blue Zones. Let me see. The Blue Zone is basically why people live so long. Is the Blue Zone book? Let me see. Blue Zone book. Let's see. I don't know what's it called. I need to look for it. Oh yeah, right here.
Oh,
So
while you're on the internet, can you do me a small favor? I
okay.
took one of your older, I think like just like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and then I clipped it into like a small 1, 2 minute clip. I don't know how you feel about that, but it was basically you talking about the 40 deals. It's like
Perfect,
I
man.
just only need 40 deals. I just only need 40 deals. I don't care about 3,000 deals. I just need 40 deals.
Yeah, and you see how once you do that, it makes it so simple.
Yeah.
It's like it's just 40 deals. That's it. I don't need to get 1,000 deals. I just need my 40 deals. I have 12 months to get 40 deals. Let me show you this now. So you see this book, Blue Zones?
Mhm.
That's the book I was telling you about. Lessons for living longer from the people who live to 100.
Wow.
It's $3. I'll buy it now. Let's see. Hopefully my stuff doesn't come out. Got some
Oh,
bites there.
we'll have to cut that part out.
No, don't worry. If they're smart enough to get to my stuff, then they deserve it. Again, I was just, you know what I mean? That's basically it. There we go. Ordered.
Like you said, 100 people will see it, but only 20 people will do action. Only 5
And
people
then
will
5
actually
from
try to-
yeah, and that's the what's it called, the Pareto. There's a Pareto
Yeah,
saying
Pareto
that
principle. Yeah.
there we go. So there you go. I'm gonna read that book. I don't have it, but I've heard about it because it's true. Again, what you have to have purpose. And again, I don't want to be like we were watching shows, and you look at like all these housewives that have like we like what's it called the crimes, like the unsolved that Dateline shows, right? About wives killing their husbands, right? And you see these wives that they don't work, they have everything, or not only wives, like just people in general. They have everything handed for men. They don't have to work no more for the rest of their life. What do? They resort, they have no purpose. So their brain goes to, you know what? Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm depressed. I'm like, motherfucker. That's why, like, my philosophy changed. Like, I don't want to leave my son or my kids once I have them, what's it called? All this set up for them here. No, because I know it's gonna fuck them up. Me giving them all this. I want to make sure that they get a step up by giving my average. I'll probably give them like 200K for them, and then let them do their business. They want to do real estate, perfect. But I don't want to give it to them. I'm gonna give you a leg up. And if you can't do this shit, if you burn through all this money for 200K, then you're gonna be like me, hungry, hoping that you can do something that can get you out of the gutter. Because it's true, like leaving legacy, the legacy should be the hunger. The legacy shouldn't be the money, the wealth, the houses. The legacy should be the hunger. And how do you leave the hunger? By not leaving in that much money. Because if you live in millions, you ain't got no hunger. There's a book, I don't know, I read a book, a clip of a book where it says there's a billionaire and he sits down all his family. He's living his family. He's about to die. Like he's hospice or whatever they call it. So he brings his kids inside. You know what? I'm gonna give you $1 billion. I'm gonna give you $1 billion. I'm gonna give you $1 billion. But I feel upset that I didn't give you enough in this world. Like, what do you mean, Dad? You gave me $1 billion? Like, no, but I didn't give you the hunger. I didn't give you the hunger that took me to $1 billion. And if you look at the numbers, I don't know if there's a book or a statistic about this. Get all the people that are the trust fund babies that got billions, and how many of those are become more successful? Paris Hilton ain't done shit. Who else? Who was left billions as well? The Paris Hilton's one. The Walmart guys didn't get shit either. Again, they don't do anything. They're like, if they got $1 billion, they either stay there or lose money. They don't grow the business because they're not hungry. They don't feel the hunger. So again, on the way up to being successful, that's where you get the gratification. That's where a full life comes in. The gratification of you going up. Oh shit, I'm going down. Oh, and going up. Not being here. Being at the summit is not gratification for nobody, and it's been proven it's not gratification for nobody. So that's been, you know what? I'm gonna give them just a leg up for them to do something. If they fuck up and they lose everything, good. Then the hunger sets in to try to make something. And maybe they don't, maybe they do. But again, at least I give them a leg up. I'm okay leaving them just a little bit for them to have a leg up. Sorry, I got on my soapbox on that one. Like they say it.
Is there something besides soccer and the little small experimentations in marketing that you do that helps you feel the hunger?
For me, in business, it's just talking to the clients, trying to do new strategies, the hunger is for me, it's like trying to minimize my marketing costs. You say, how can I do it a little bit smarter? How can I do it a little bit smarter? Because I'm in the business, and if you're in the business, you're like, okay, you know what? These are my KPIs. Like last year, I wasted a lot of money on flashy things as far as new strategies. Like C-Buyer, I paid like almost $2,000 for C-Buyer accounts, other stuff. You know what? This year, okay, my target for this year is to reduce my marketing costs. Reduce my marketing costs. How do I do that? Reduce my marketing costs and expand my what's called my average deal size, so that I can make more money by paying less. Outsmart myself from last year. That's how it keeps me hungry, and not being so satisfied that I can just go sit down and go play poker for the rest of my life. Nah, that for me it doesn't. I like to go on vacation and know that I have to come back to work, because if I had a bunch of people doing my job, me going to vacation and come back, oh, what I gonna do now? Oh, I guess I just wait for my next vacation, because everybody's running my business. It doesn't fulfill me. It doesn't keep me young, because it doesn't. My little brain's not thinking. My little brain is just somebody else's problem. And it sounds nice. Oh, I'm just collecting the royalties for it. It sounds nice, but in the longevity of in the long run of things, it's not gonna help you. It's gonna age you. It's gonna make your brain think other stuff that maybe might be dumb, because you don't have that. You know what? My focus is growing this business, staying in the business. And if you look, I'll probably find some statistic, and it's true. Like, how many trust funds babies fuck up? How many people that reach the summit fuck up because they don't have any? There's no aspirations.
Right. They have no next target or no next purpose to aim for.
Exactly. And like they say, yeah, I can probably go into another business, but I love real estate though. Why do I want to go into another business? Like I said, this is my motivator. I don't think I'll ever get tired of real estate. I like real estate. This, like you say, if you like real estate, why change it? I mean, why change it? Why do I want to go into another business? I like this business. It keeps me active. I don't automate it so much that it keeps me out of the business. Just enough that I can still gotta be in there. But yeah, my guy, that's why I do that. And again, that keeps me hungry. Again, I probably got like 3 or 4 years of soccer left in my legs. So I'll probably pick up golf and pool. I like to play billiards.
You said that you also like to play poker, right?
Yeah, I suck at it though. I suck at it. So
I'm sure there's casinos in San Antonio, right? That you probably go to and there's lose all your money.
There's one. We drive also. We've gone to Windsor in Oklahoma as well, just to go. And it's basically I just lose money. I don't know how to do it.
Because I know Austin has a lot of card rooms too.
Yeah. So again, it's cool and everything. I suck at it, but I know for a fact I need to find out if once soccer leaves me with my legs I want to be healthy, and I need to find another exit. You know what? Pool is more of a mental game, which I like, and golf is kind of like mental and physical.
Because poker is also a mental game that you like, you know, because it's like a lot of like formulas, math, bluffing, people skills, all the skills that you have.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true, definitely. And I think the risk factor of losing money is what keeps people entertained. Oh, I might lose everything, but I might 10x my money if I do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's gambling,
man,
you know?
So hopefully I can transition into that. We won last month. Let me show you the cup. Last week we won a championship in soccer. Let me see if I can show it to you. And like shit, I'm 39 years old, man. We're playing against fucking 18 years old people, 18, 20-year-old, man. I'm like, you can be my kid, bro. And I tell him, you guys are young. You guys like one of my friends that plays with me is like, oh, I need a Red Bull, because I have a soccer group, and I put Red Bull on once like 2 days ago. He's like, anyway, until like, bitch, you're 18. What the fuck do you mean a Red Bull? You're fresh. It's like, like I'm 39, so I need a little bit of kick. But yeah,
Right.
so again, you're like, you're 39? Like, yeah, I'm fucking 39. And man, you don't look that, because soccer keeps me young. What else keeps you young? Soccer. Having to struggle in a business, it makes you money, but you still gotta struggle. Keeps you young. Again, once I read that book, I'll probably find more information about that book, the Blue Zones. Those motherfuckers live to 100, 110. My goal is to live to 100. So again, I'm doing the business that keeps me kicking. It doesn't retire me. It can, if I wanted to, it can retire me, but no, I don't want to retire. All right,
Yeah,
Vic,
what would you
any
even
questions?
do if you retire? Yeah, like what are you gonna do with all that time? Like,
Yeah, exactly. The worst thing you can do on a mind is let it idle. Just thinking of stupid shit. I don't want my brain to be at idle. I wanna be able to think, you know what am I gonna do? Like for me, okay, I want to reduce my costs and reduce my costs, and I'll increase my assignment fees, or increase my own finance properties that I keep.
right.
Like right now, I gotta go make a payment on a rep that I have, that I gotta, let me see, that I'm making $500 a month. Let me see, where's my cash app? Let's see. So you see there, I got $1,800 on. Let's see. You can't. So I got $1,800 on a payment. Let me see there, for a house that I need to go make a payment. It's a wrap. I want to do more of those, and I want to teach it to my niece and to my nephew while they're young, and just continue doing it, man. Once I get the book, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find out more information about it. Keep you young, keep you motivated, and I'll probably get that book, put it in my shelf, and then I'll probably get the audiobook, because I do have time. The way I read is I open the book, I look at the chapters, I read the front, read the back, read the flaps. That's from Ty Lopez, and then go to a chapter that interests me, and read the first paragraph, and then read every first sentence of each chapter, and then I close the book. It's smart reading. That's what he says. And then if for some reason down the road I want to read more, I go and I have a little sheet where it says I read the first I read the front of the book, check. I read the back of the book, check. I read the flaps, check. I read the what's called chapter 1, the first chapter 1, perfect, read. And then that's how I do smart reading. That's why I started doing my books from Ty Lopez.
That sounds like very 80-20 kind of thing, because like most of the information of the book is within the the table of contents,
Yep.
the first and last sentence, because it has to hit you with the hook, and it has almost all the information in that, right? So it's very smart.
And that's what he says, like that. People say, I gotta finish the book. That's old mentality. I gotta finish. You don't have to finish the book. If you only have 10 minutes, read the 10 minutes that are worth it for you, and then close it. And then, I have time, let me read the book again. Like this one, The Millionaire Mind. Have I read something with this book? Let me see. You see, I had here. I probably got this book probably like 6 years ago, and so I read this chapter probably, and then you see how I highlighted the first where I read, and I lost the paper because I had little papers on it. And then I just closed it. I closed it and then I put it back on the shelf. And then I'll probably sit down and read 10 minutes of it, and that's it. Put it back on the shelf. Keeps me young, keeps me active. I'll probably find it's probably worth like $10 that book. I'll probably find something worth more than that. All right, my guy. Anything before we wrap up? I know I was a little bit late.
Nope.
Glad
you came on. Nope.
Definitely, brother. Again, I'm here every Friday. Thank you for coming to the podcast. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm probably in the group. Just tag me in the group. And yeah, man, let's be successful. Keep growing the what's called our marketing portfolio. Keep growing our real estate portfolio, and stay young as possible, right?
Stay hungry.
Yeah, definitely. Stay hungry by being in the business.
See you, man.
All right, brother. See you next Friday.
next Friday.